There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
It's Comic Collectables and Must Be Wednesday. We have our buddy AR Comics here. Myself, minus John. He's still on Thanksgiving break. And we got Kyle producing for us tonight. Just giving all our viewers a heads up. Kyle informed us that the system that we use has been having some server problems. So there might be some technical difficulties. So just be patient with us. So we already got Dave and we got Neil in the house. Dave says hopefully they're getting all that football talk out of their system before the show starts. It'll be out of our system, I guarantee you, Dave, the day after the Super Bowl. And then we'll move on to baseball. Okay? So and I got a bone to pick with Robbie with that as well. He's a Yankees fan of all things. So,
oh my God.
I know, dude, it's horrible, right?
It's just Dallas fan and a Yankees fan.
It's just horrendous. I don't know what to make of that.
I don't care about baseball at all, but you really pick those two teams, you know.
When we're ready to talk baseball, I'll start showing up again.
You see, there we go. Listen, all the sports. I love all the sports. I could talk about them endlessly. Dave says the title says Rex and Jon. Hey, there's Ron in the house. What's going on, Ron? It does. I neglected to change that because I miss Jon. So, no, I really don't, actually. But I don't want to take his name off because he promised me a taco truck would roll up to the office one day.
That happened.
Do you think he's lying to me, AR? Do you? I will be upset if, I know that you're moving back in the area. If you move back, you come visit us, and that taco truck rolls up the day that you're here, then we're going to have a problem. I will do everything in my power to make sure that Nick never publishes another Green Hornet title ever again in revenge.
Good.
So Jon is the VIP of the show. Jon would be more of a VIP if he brought me some food. Did Jon enter witness protection? No. His wife's actually pretty happy because he comes here every Monday and Wednesday and gets out of her hair. So she's pretty happy, unlike you, Ron. You're constantly running from that tase. I feel bad for you, buddy. You and Jon might want to talk, or if you want, Ron, you can start coming up and doing the shows with us. That'll get you out of the house. Your wife won't see the purchases that you make. And we'll get you an employee discount. How about that? So we're new comic book day. So here we are on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get the first early bird special out there. So we have the X Factor number 200 signed by Peter David, legendary creator. Suggested retail of $29.99, and this is our first early bird special. $10. Buy it now claim for those of us that are here early and joining us. Adrian in the house. What's going on, Adrian?
What's up, everybody?
Jon is probably off camera laughing his butt off. Jon is actually, I'll tell you, Neil, he's off camera. He's way off camera. I believe somewhere in North Carolina at the beach. Okay. Today he posted something with his ugly feet in the picture.
Did he?
And obviously I think he was there was the beach in the horizon. He has been posting all the great food he's been eating.
It looks delicious,
we did get a post, what was it, on Monday that he started drinking before noon. So yeah, pretty upset at Jon. He's not here, taking Thanksgiving break like he's a college student. Not that he doesn't normally just post food that he never brings for me to eat, and we just get to look at it and look at what I made. Look at what I made for myself. So, which I mentioned on Monday was kind of mean, but I'm trying to get over it. So let's see. We got Ron in the house. We got Nick. We always know it's going to be in the house. We got Adrian in the house. So again, early bird special, X Factor number 200, signed by Peter David, $10. It's a buy it now claim. All right, so whoever's first to claim it at $10, it's yours. Take it home, or we'll send it to you, rather. So AR, so what do you see coming out today that piqued your interest or didn't pique your interest? Or,
I'm going to be honest. There was a kind of a letdown for New Comic Book Day. The diamond shipment issues that we were just talking about on my show yesterday finally hit my LCS. They didn't get any of their indies. They only got DC. They got shorted on Marvel too. They did get Marvel, but they got shorted on stuff. And so I only got, I think, 6 books this week.
Wow.
I know.
What about last week? Didn't you have problems last week as well?
Last week I was good. I talked to a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people in the chat that said they didn't get their books. We were talking about some people that we were talking with, they haven't been getting their indies from Diamond for a hot minute, but yeah, it finally caught up with us, and no Image, Dynamite, Boom, none of them.
Wow. Okay. So I guess the problems are still going on. I know that there was some issues with Diamond and Stevie B in the house. What's going on, Stevie B? Oh, so Stevie B told me that I couldn't start the show because he couldn't find his lucky rabbit's foot. Okay. but AR, he's a Jets fan. So superstitious like that, like somehow the rabbit's foot's going to help the Jets. Nothing is going to help the Jets. Okay.
No.
Not unless Namath comes back. Okay. It steps into a time machine and comes back.
So where are you at for a blizzard?
For a blizzard? Who's in a blizzard?
Neil.
Neil says, did he say that? I must have missed that. But he did say his LCS didn't get diamond shipment because we had a blizzard. I guess I know it's snowing somewhere. Where are you, Neil? Canada. There we go. That explains it.
I was gonna say it always snows in Canada though. It's always cold.
I knew it was snowing in the Midwest and stuff though. I thought.
We got 4 inches of snow Sunday here in Ohio.
Wow.
Oh, wait. It's snowing in Ohio?
Sunday, we got 4 inches. It lasted all of 8 hours before it all melted and turned into floods. So,
Wow.
That's crazy.
Get out of town. Really? We've been, I'm not going to jinx us because we've had, all these tornado warnings through the summer here. But so far, we had a couple of cold nights, a couple of cold days. But today it was like 65. And tomorrow's supposed to be nice. And then I think it's... Emmy Comics, that's just me. Nobody wants to hear it's 80 in LA. That's just me, dude. But then Saturday here, it's supposed to drop into the 40s. So I think, winter's finally taking hold.
I don't know about out here, though.
What's that?
I don't know about out here. It truly has been like back and forth. Windy, cold, back to hot, back to cold. It's been brutal.
It messes up your sinuses. And Dave has to chime in. It's 88 degrees in San Diego. Okay. That's what you California guys talk about. Oh, it's 80.
California guys are itching for a timeout.
What's that?
These California guys are about to get put in timeout.
I know, really, right? Nobody wants to hear that it's 88 or 80. Nobody wants to hear that.
But they do have to live in California, though, and I would not want to live there.
Well, a lot of people say that about the Philly area. I'm just being honest, bro.
That's because they don't like people from Philly.
Well, we did boo Santa Claus, granted that took place like 40, 50 years ago or something.
He earned it. Santa earned it.
Santa earned it. All right, we have one more early bird special we should get to. Hold on a second here. All right, so this is Miss Fury #4, high-end Billy Tan, blood red, ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $50, and this is our other early bird special, $10, buy it now price. So those are our 2 early bird specials to reward those that start early and watch us early. But let's see, Emmy comments, but we have to pay a premium for the weather.
Facts. That is a very expensive place to live.
It is. The real estate prices got really out of control. It's in the Bay Area as well. So so Dave used to live in LA and is asking what his LCS is. So you know what? Now that we're talking about LCSs, we should always mention that one of the big things about the experience as a whole, but our show specifically as well, is we're here to promote and support our local comic book shops. We try to put together things that are great deals to kind of bring more people into the hobby. But more importantly, we're also here to get, hopefully like our Dynamite 10 packs, our Ken Hazer remarks, graded books, whatever. But the goal is to try and push everybody, who views to support their local, LCS. And I think, didn't we touched on this yesterday on your show?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we kind of
we're
got
running
cut
out
off
of
because I
time.
had a meeting to go to, but I thought it was an interesting conversation that we'd started, and it just kind of what's happening in the industry, but more so what's happening just in terms of small businesses these days.
I mean, it's been tough. We were talking about it yesterday, and I mean, just look at the diamond shipment. I made a couple posts across different social media platforms, and multiple people from all of them responded saying, only got Marvel DC today, didn't get any indies. That's coming later. So on
Right.
top of that, the stuff we were just talking about, Image isn't doing as many variant covers. They're not doing any extra prints anymore. Boom Studios cut down on extra covers, and I mean, it seems like there's a massive problem going on right now.
It does seem that way. I mean, it looks like Stevie B says he got his delivery today. Oh no, he got his oil delivery today, so he wasn't talking
Well,
about
that's a good
diamond.
thing too, though.
Sorry, I know, Dave. It's the little print. We're working on it, buddy. Adrian, though, he didn't get everything. He didn't get any Marvel again. He did get his Venom #1, and he got his indies. Emmy is in Long Beach. And he's talking about the LCSs in his area. Yeah, I don't know what's going on either. You kind of asked that question on your show yesterday. I'm not, I don't know if some of this is supply chain issues. Some of this is just, kind of the fallout of what's going on in Diamond and stuff. I don't know, but it does sound like it's become problematic. But the fact that who was it that said they didn't get their Marvel? I think maybe it was Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian said the shop didn't get it.
Yeah, so that's weird because I mean it's not that's not a Diamond problem if it's a Marvel title.
I mean, my shop got shorted a little bit of Marvel, so I mean, there's just problems across everywhere.
Maybe it could be any number of things. I mean, we touched on your show yesterday about CGC and CBCS, and although they're all domestic companies and everything is based in the U.S. One thing that people aren't thinking about is the plastic slabs.
Yep.
Those aren't manufactured in the United States. Those come from overseas. So that could be a potential problem, as well. But it's something we're all facing. I mean, obviously, just in terms of Christmas gifts and everything else. It's just,
all of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem.
I know we were talking about it, because you brought up CGC, and we were saying how, they made those couple posts saying, we're officially all caught up on comics. We're opening books that were delivered from the 8th. Someone I know made a video. I don't know exactly what it was titled, but it just was talking about how they think, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it sounded as if they're talking about how they think CGC might be lying about it. They were talking about how it seems almost impossible for them to be so backed up for so long, and that all these people were commenting saying that they still didn't get their books received. They still haven't gotten their books shipped out from months and months ago. But for them to make a comment and a post saying that they're completely caught up, he made I think it was a 12 or 13-minute video with, facts and stuff backing up saying it seems impossible that that's real. I don't have any books with CGC, so I can't speak on that behalf, but that's his opinion.
Yeah. I mean, but saying you're all caught up is a moving target too, So in the sense that from an internal standpoint, they may have opened up all the boxes, but there's a process. Once you open up the boxes, you receive it, then obviously they have to post that information on the website for the customer to be able to look and say, okay, my books have been received and open. And I know people are frustrated. I know that it's been a weird couple of years. I mean, the pandemic,
it really has.
People being trapped inside their houses, so and with nothing better to do, and you figured, I'm going to get all my comics graded. I go through my collection, and I'll turn around and sell them, and the next thing you know, you're waiting 4, 5, 6 months to get them back. I know how frustrating that can be, but I look at it from this perspective. They're in the business to make money. If they don't grade your books, they're not making any money. So it really is a kind of self-defeating, and I'm sure they want to give people a positive outlook.
Yeah.
So to improve the quality of the show, in lieu of John, talking about all the Dynamite releases and then spending most of that time talking about the Green Hornet, we're going to bring Amy on to discuss what's new this week. Cool. So you want to roll that chair over?
Let's try, shall we?
Let's try. Okay, we did this last minute, so the shot angle may be a little bit off, but you can just sit in front of whatever. Okay, as you
Can
can
anyone
see,
see me? Hello, hello,
as
everyone.
you can see,
Whoa.
Nick has you may not know this, AR, because this is before you joined
I gotta
the show.
put it's a little
Move
distracting.
The tree.
It's bright.
Get rid of the Charlie Brown tree. I
It's
said
not
one
Christmas
thing.
yet. Are you
I
like?
tried to. We took our Mega
I
Mix
get
back.
it that Nick loves Christmas, but
Oh,
like
my Lord.
it annoys me
Dude,
to
he
no
was
end. People
he was
who
pimping
skip
Christmas in
Thanksgiving. It annoys
July.
me to no end.
It was
And
110 degrees outside, and the guy's pimping Christmas on the show. Right? I finally refused. I said, I'm not doing it with off. Okay, the snow globe, and now he's added something. This is Boo, the world's cutest dog, apparently. Okay.
well, he is cute.
Let me tell you what's going to happen here if he keeps because between now, what is it? November what?
It's 17.
17th.
Yeah,
Dear
thank you.
Lord. I got over a month of this with Nick.
Hey,
All
real
right,
quick.
what happens is if he keeps pimping Christmas, we're going to pull a Godfather, and this head is going to end up in his bed in the middle of the night. I'm going to cut off Boo's
Oh
head.
boy.
All right, yeah, I said it.
That's
Yeah,
a little
right.
violent, but Stevie B wants to go put dinner in the oven and pick up the Peter David book at the same time.
Stevie B, thank you, Kyle, for keeping us on track there. Stevie B, you got it, buddy. I got you down for the X Factor. You are all good, buddy.
Also, if Nick brings Elf on a Shelf to the office, that's an OSHA violation.
Is it really?
Huh.
I didn't know that. Are you making that up, Kyle?
Yes.
Let me tell you, I thought I had hidden this really well. Okay. And Nick comes in looking for it. Okay. It all started. Okay. And you know what? We might as well segue into it. Hold on a second. We'll get there.
Okay.
Nick wanted to so we've been doing these Mega Mix sets, and they've been doing really well. I think people like it.
Good
so
stuff.
It's usually a graded book and 2 signed books, usually gold and silver, and a remark. So he goes, hey, let's put that in the Christmas bag. Okay. And I was okay.
It's not even a nice bag. Let's just be honest.
Look, I said, okay, you know what? I'll go along with that. I'll put it in the bag. I go back to my desk, check some emails, and the next thing I know, okay, all this crap comes out, okay, with the sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree, the snow globe, the Rudolph. Okay, I swear, I look at that Rudolph and I just want to smack it. Okay.
See, he's not moving anymore. It's okay.
And then he added Boo the world's cutest dog, not the world's cutest dog, by the way. Okay, in my opinion. Oh, and then we got little figurines from the Rudolph. If anybody can see this, okay. I got to put up with a month of this. That's a lot of shows, man. All right, but anyway, Amy, go to it. Sorry.
I'll try my best. Again, John does this way better than I do. But, speaking of holidays, the Vampirella Holiday Special for 2021 is now out. It's got a couple different covers. We got the regular covers. We got Virgin covers. We have covers Joseph Michael Linsner. We got, holy moly, we got Robert Castro. I know he's a favorite. And Rachel Holland does an incredible cosplay cover. Hopefully,
we were talking last night on Dan and I's show that the Linsner cover needs to be made into one of those giant prints that y'all do with on the heavy stock, paper. That's a beautiful print that, I don't like Christmas at all, but I would hang that up in my house at Christmas. Put it over the mantle.
Kyle just went up a few notches in my book. Okay. Dave just went down a few notches in my book. Okay?
We can talk about my dislike of Christmas later.
Positivity. Dave, you just guarantee there's going to be more football talk now.
Look, once it's December, I'll be Christmas everything.
Oh,
and
hey, this is Nick. He's going to do, hey, it's Christmas in March.
But
it's Christmas in July. It's Christmas in October.
Be only once it's appropriate.
And then eventually it's going to be Christmas every day for every show that we do.
Yeah, we don't want that.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll try to get through these again real quick. Elvira meets Vincent Price. 2 icons together. Who doesn't love that? A couple other covers.
Hey, Rex, why'd you send me to go get a pizza? They said you didn't order a pizza for me.
Really? Check again.
What did you say?
Maybe it's under Nicola Barrucci.
What did you say during the show?
Nothing. What are you talking
I'm
about?
going to have to go back and watch.
Yeah, you do that, but it won't be posted for 24 hours. So you have to wait until tomorrow.
Don't mind me.
She's just
Yep.
Showing this week's releases. And also, if you get a chance, Nick does like a 2-3 minute video that we put on the Dynamite YouTube channel and he goes through the new books for the week. So that'll also give you a little something, a little bit more information. But Amy was nice enough to bring these out just to give everybody
any Army of Darkness fans. We got the next issue, number 3, also now in stores.
Check with your local retailer.
Definitely check with your local retailer. Hopefully they are not caught up in this delivery problem.
I know mine is. I wanted my Evil or Army of Darkness book right there. I was looking forward to it this week. Couldn't get it.
Well,
this week also has the Ken Hazer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tribute cover.
And that cover. Oh my gosh. They'll get it eventually, hopefully.
So Ron, let's see. So Stevie B says he has a friend who really loves Christmas and it really rubs off on you and makes you feel good. But I can see some people reacting the opposite way, going all Thelma and Louise. So, all right. So Stevie B's we've got another comedian outside of just Ron. Ron says, I need Ken Hazer to do a remark of Elvira and Vincent Price. That would be hot.
That would be.
We could see if we can do that. Right after he does the Robbie and I came up with a spam remark.
Stop.
What? We like spam. Don't put. Go ahead, Denise. Go ahead.
Not you two, Rex. How could you?
I'm sorry. I thought that's what he said. All right.
Not you two. Oh my God.
We all got to wear name tags now.
Just real quick, the Purgatory covers, issue number 2 this week. You just really hurt my feelings right there.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
How'd you get Denise? What?
That's a long story. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning when we're in the office. Because there used to be a Denise that worked here. That's so. And I'm getting old. But you know what? Maybe what we should do is we should send scans of those books before the show. This way you don't have to do the Vanna White thing like John. Okay. But John will lean over into the camera and scare our audience. So.
I think John likes doing that though.
Yeah, but it's really the viewers we care about. So we don't care about you, John, if you're watching, eating something probably very, very delicious, and we wouldn't know to order on a menu somewhere. So jealous. So, but yes. So again, check out Dynamite's YouTube channel. Again, every week Nick does a short 2-3 minute video, just covering what's coming up that week. It's really a great way to figure out what's coming out. I'm not going to tolerate John bashing. Too bad, Dave. It's too late.
I'll try to send actual pictures to you guys before the show wraps. So
yeah,
with that,
actually, we should probably start sending him pictures of food.
All right, you guys. Wonderful show. I'll be around if you need me. But
thank you, Amy. We always appreciate you there. All right, so let's see. Let's do. Oh, this is a nice one. Let's do this one. This is Kirby Genesis #1 Aztec cover signed by Alex Ross. We have one available. It is $69.99 for anybody, and this is a buy it now.
Nice.
Excuse me, buy it now claim. So we'll leave that. That'll be available for the night for anybody that's interested. But again, Alex Ross. I know AR and I have talked about it before.
Best artist out there.
Oh my gosh! I
don't care what anyone says. Best artist.
I mean, anyone that says he's not, I don't know what you're talking about. When you can draw something and you're confused as to whether or not it's a picture or a drawing, okay, that says something. Not that I don't appreciate various types of art styles, but that kind of just realism is. I'm sorry, man. You're talking to a person that can't draw stick figures to look like sticks or figures. To me, it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, his stuff. It's photorealism. It's phenomenal.
It is. And the first time I saw it, I was absolutely blown away. I was like, "What?
Yeah,
this is art. This is not a sublimated pic or something like that. This is crazy."
I mean, there's a reason his stuff always sells for so much money.
I know. No, I agree. So, all right. You know what? Let's do another book before we have to go to break. One of my favorite characters, but definitely very, very talented creator. We have Deadpool #2, Blood Red Signature Series, signed by Fabia Nicieza, one of the creators of Deadpool. Cool. Suggested retail of $59.99. Tonight we have it for $50. Buy it now, claim. And then again, Deadpool. What a great character, and it's so funny seeing Ryan Reynolds' evolution through the movies of, starting with the horrible Green Lantern movie and then portraying Deadpool was just like complete polar opposites.
Now, this might be a super unpopular opinion, but I'm not that big of a Deadpool fan. I think Ryan Reynolds killed it for the movies, but as far as the comics go, I'm just not too interested.
So hold that thought. The Kirby Genesis #1 run is $69.99. So really, I like the Deadpool character. I mean, Ryan Reynolds definitely killed it. Although I think he's gotten some bad press about Red Notice. I haven't seen it yet. Might watch it tonight or tomorrow night. I know that's like the most popular streaming film right now. I was excited to see it when I saw the trailer because that's a good combination. Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds, and then The Rock. That's an interesting combination. So that must have been a lot of fun to shoot. But I'm interested in seeing that. So, but let's see. All right, so we're at 6:28, so we got to go to our first break. When we get back from break, we will do our first offer book of the night, and then after that, we do have a statue. I know we have statue fans out there, and that will also be a best offer item for the evening. So when we get back, we'll start off with those two. So stay with us.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
All right, so Dave has a suggestion. Dave says after 7:45, go to 5 minimum raise. That's a good idea. That's what we'll try tonight, and we'll put an end line too. So Kyle will help us out. We'll put an end line to it so that we can cut it off because that was frantic writing. I filled a whole page the last show on the one of the offer statues. So what did I say we were going to do? We were going to go to our first offer book. Let me see here. Where is it? Okay. So tonight we have Codename Action #1 high-end Johnny Desjardins black and white ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $100, and we're going to do it best offer starting at $10.
A sweet cover.
So, and we're gonna call it at $7.55. Kyle will keep us on track to make sure that it's fair, and then we'll do an end line at that point. So, and that way we can kind of cut it off. We want to be fair to everybody. So, and I like Dave's idea. So that that would help move things along, because sometimes we're at $1 and it's just frantic writing for me. By the time I see one, like, 2 more come down. But so we have this book available. This is a best offer of the night. And we'll end it at $755, $100 suggested retail. We have one, and the offers will start at $10. So tell me, AR, we were talking a little bit about on your show yesterday. We were talking a little bit about CGC or CBCS, or all right. So Adrian's in for 10. So let me write that down first, and then we'll continue on that conversation.
All good.
Okay, so Adrian, you are in for 10. Gotcha, buddy. So, and I think we had some questions from the chat yesterday about, going with some of the lesser, I don't want to say lesser, but just the
newer companies, a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that's a good way to refer to them. Yeah. So the newer companies out there, and what is the plus and the minuses? And there's John. We've been bashing you like, Myrtle Beach. Man.
Jealous.
I swear, that's just mean, dude. What's the weather there in Myrtle Beach right now, John?
I can only imagine how nice it is, honestly.
Oh, dude, the pictures he's sending, Yeah, well, your feet are ugly, John. So take your feet out of the next photo. The scenery was beautiful. But yeah, I don't want to see your ugly feet in those posts. It ruins your food posts afterwards. Dwayne's a pains in the house. Hey, buddy. So they were asking, what the value was. And this is where we kind of went to yesterday, is that I think the market has a way of straightening itself out, so to speak. So we were talking about this. So say a CGC 9.5 is worth X. And let's say one of the newer companies, their same 9.8 is worth X minus 5. Okay, I'm just throwing numbers out there for example's sake. After a while, because I've seen this certainly with the trading card grading, is that eventually it just evens out. So you kind of know that, well, with this company, to get the same value as a CGC or a trading card, a PSA, to get that same value, you need a higher grade. And it kind of straightens itself out. And I've also noticed, again, using trading card example, as you're around longer, that gap starts to narrow, so that now, let's say when SGC first came on, sports card guarantee first came onto the scene, the gap was much wider with PSA because PSA was first. But now you're starting to see that gap slowly close, and I think you're going to see that. It's just the way that the market works. It adjusts itself. People just kind of know, okay, well, if I'm doing this, then it's going to be cheaper. So to answer that person's question, if they are watching our show tonight, is it all depends on what you're doing it for.
Yes.
Okay? So, but all right, Ron
So
has a comment. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, so I think the real problem is, I mean, I guess it's not a huge problem, but you have CGC and then you have CBCS.
Right.
And amongst comic book fans and just the community, there's a huge difference between those two companies. It's not even always the argument of, well, do you use CBCS? Do you use CGC? Because if you ask, honest to God, if you ask 10 people, I'd say probably 7 of them are probably going to say, oh, CGC, their books sell more. They've been around longer. They're the trusted company. Then you have someone like me that uses CBCS because I trust that company. And I send my books there. Sometimes I sell those books, but for the most part, I just keep those books for myself because it's part of my collection. Where the other problem is that you have other companies, I think it's PGX, and then there's EGC or EGS, something like that. And there's already such a huge difference amongst the community between CBCS and CGC that to even suggest using one of those other companies, which they might be a good company, the competition's very stiff for some of these things. And
I gotta jump in here, and just because this is something that I've dealt with. I've worked for both CGC and CBCS. It's the difference between a Sony TV and a Samsung TV. Right? Sony is this name brand everybody knows and trusts and has trusted for decades. And Samsung came around a little later and got their market share. And then you've got these companies like PGX, who they're like Westinghouse or one of these companies that occasionally you'll see them at Walmart for $20. You're like, how can you make a TV for $20? Well, you get what you pay for. And then you have new companies on the market that are Vizio 10 years ago, or, some of these other companies that are coming on now and, starting to make a name for themselves. So you have two people at the top of the food chain kind of pushing each other, and everybody else is just playing catch up. It's Apple and Samsung in the phone market, right?
Yeah,
Right.
It becomes a brand preference thing. I prefer CBCS as well, if for no other reason than I can send a signature that hasn't been witnessed to them and get it authenticated.
That's a big game changer.
That's a huge thing for me. So it's like I said, it's you find the thing you prefer, and then you, Nick is right. Jolt Cola versus everyone else. If you're looking at it from a market standpoint, CBCS books sell for a small percentage less than CGC books.
It's really not a big difference.
But that's only because of name recognition and brand recognition. So that's the difference, I think. Do you feel the same way, AR? It's kind of just like it's a Coke versus Pepsi versus Tab kind of situation.
Yeah, and they both have positives in their own way. I mean, at this point, it seems as though CGC got caught up with a lot of stuff. In my opinion, I do think CGC has a much better label, but that's just my personal opinion. I think the CBCS slabs are a lot better. So the big complaint for CBCS has been, well, if you upgrade your label, I think that will make a big difference, because now that they have these new slabs that came out, they're very sleek, extremely sturdy. They protect against the UV light or the sun and stuff like that from fading on the comics. And that's a huge game changer for that company. So if they just kind of listen to what some of the community is talking about, different labels, maybe, a little tweak to this could fix this. That could be huge for them, where people might say, well, you know what? They got basically the same exact product in front of us. And I like that company because maybe they're a little bit cheaper. Maybe they're this, maybe they're that, whatever. But like everyone keeps talking about, it really is Coke versus Pepsi, Samsung versus Apple. It's what do you like? What is your preference?
Well, I think Kyle brings up an interesting point, in terms of signature verification.
That is huge.
And, yeah, well, eventually CGC will have to kind of jump on board, okay, and become a third-party verification for things like
they kind of are working towards that. We've seen it with the Todd McFarlane King Spawn book. Now it's basically, we sent this with it. It was all verified, but if you send it within, I think it was 30 days, you'll still get the signature series slab. So maybe they're working towards that, or at least a different version of what CBCS does. But
I think that's still part of their witnessed program. Like that's part of that. Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Eastman has a guy who works for him who's a permanent witness for CGC. They've got a guy who was in the office that's witnessed all of it, and now it's just, this is my signature saying it's done.
That makes sense.
So I think both of you brought up interesting points, and to drift off a little bit, Kyle, whatever lighting you've got going on, man, that's cool. By the way, I just want to mention that blue lighting that you seem to have, I was pretty cool. Wish we could reproduce that here. It's so much.
Oh, you can. I'll send you some links.
All right, cool. Because that looks really cool. You kind of look almost kind of looks like the bridge of a starship or something. I like that. But to take it from so my experience was comic books and then sports memorabilia and then back to comic books. So I watched this kind of happen in the sports memorabilia industry. And I understand why, when CGC was pretty much the lone 800-pound gorilla on the block, they didn't have to do it, so they didn't do it. Okay. And I understand the concern, because the liability there is much greater, as opposed to grading a book. That's a very kind of empirical thing. The problem with authenticating signatures is it's not quite as empirical. To a certain extent, it's still going to be a guess. Okay. And because the autograph industry in sports was obviously much older, and this kind of independent authentication came earlier in the business, that it kind of crossed these obstacles a little bit earlier on. And one of the things that we saw happen was years and years ago, finally, after there was some, there was the FBI had run several sting operations to catch the forgers out there. There were some big time forgers out there that were forging Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, and they were just flooding the market with it, right? And to a very real extent, we still feel the reverb in the sports memorabilia industry from that period of time, and that was probably, my gosh, 30 years ago now. Because that's all of that supply still entered the marketplace. And, a lot of people standing around with fake, Mickey Mantles or Joe DiMaggio autographed baseballs that they don't even know is fake because they never went to try and sell it. So what ended up happening was Major League Baseball jumped in and said, okay, you know what? There's a lot of interest in this industry. We're going to jump in and we're going to authenticate ourselves. Okay. And they used, this is what's ironic. So they used the accounting firm, one of the big 10 accounting firms at the time, Arthur Anderson, who obviously went by the wayside due to some of the shenanigans going on there. And they had an accountant show up and they would put their own hologram on there and so on and so forth. And that worked to a certain extent, but it didn't work after a while because what about all the Babe Ruth autographs that are in the hobby? What about, all those autographs that came before MLB implemented this? And it didn't really take off the way people thought. Everybody thought, oh, well, that's the end of it because now people will only want MLB authenticated stuff. Yes and no. After a certain point, it was like, well, I want a Babe Ruth autograph and, he's dead. So how am I going to get a Babe Ruth autograph? So there will always be a market. I guess probably the best example is Stan Lee. All right. He during his lifetime, he was a prolific signer and there was no, CGC was never going to be able to witness that no matter who they are. So in order to compete with CBCS, they're going to have to at some point implement that and take that kind of risk and have actual people that'll sit there and do that. I know that there's already companies like James Spence Authentication that's showing up at cons authenticating stuff, and they will authenticate stuff like Stan Lee or John Romita Sr. or whatever the case may be if you submit it to them. But they are just authenticators in that sense. So they're never going to be able to cross over into slabbing. But PSA is doing it now. SGC, all these other companies. So after a certain point, CGC is going to have to jump into this game, in my opinion. But go ahead, Kyle. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that's the other thing we're dealing with in this regard is the Pawn Stars mentality that has happened. Everybody has seen that, on Pawn Stars, they just call in an expert and they tell you everything there is to know, or whatever. They've got the guy who shows up with the iPad, the little camera lens on it and can tell you if it's real or not. That isn't how it works. That is not how this works in real life. That's television. That's fake. Hate to burst your bubble, but that's fake. So the reality of it is that it's a much different process at CBCS when they do the authentications. It's multiple people have to agree that it's real, the same as they do an average grade, and it's this sort of process that they have to jump through. And CGC just came through this big problem where they didn't have enough graders to get through everything. So now they're going to have to infrastructure up again in the authenticator market, which is a whole nother step they're going to have to take. And I think it's going to be a while before they can do it. I think some of these smaller companies, these newer companies, are going to be able to get to it faster because they are smaller. They can grow as their market share grows. CGC, I think, is going to wind up being stuck being the guys who don't do it, but they do Golden Age. So maybe, there's a trade-off there, offering a service that nobody else offers a little bit differently. So that's kind of, what I think the future of this is the smaller companies are going to start taking market share from CGC. But CGC will always probably be the Samsung or the Sony and Samsung, the big dog that everybody has to answer to,
I would agree with everything you just said, Kyle, except for one thing. I think one thing will eventually happen. If CGC recognizes there's a huge market for this, for that kind of authentication, what they'll end up doing is, as you say, the smaller companies, they can pivot faster. They're smaller, smaller infrastructure. But what they'll end up doing if they see that there's a market, they'll just buy out one of these small companies.
They could do that too.
They're flooded with cash right now, right? So they'll just say, okay, fine. Okay. Very much like a Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook kind of thing. You know what? Then we'll just buy Instagram.
Yeah, that's a fair option.
Yeah, and they have the money to do it. So the question becomes, do they recognize that this is going to be a high demand type of thing, and when they recognize it? But I think that CBCS, by differentiating itself, by providing this service, what will end up happening is then, yes, you may send your comic to CGC because you think that you'll get a better price for grading, but then maybe CBCS controls the authentication portion of it. And then CGC will have to play catch up. But the smaller companies out there, if one of them is doing big business, they're going to get bought out. Somebody's going to come along with a suitcases full of cash and say, we want to buy your business to join, CGC. And, who's going to say no?
I mean, at this point, they also just got all that money from, I think it was Blackstone Investment, whatever the investment company is. So they clearly have the cash fund now. So if one of these small companies decides to do something crazy, CGC is definitely not going to allow that to hit the market. They're going to they're going to do their best to take it over.
Hey, speaking of graded comics,
I was going to segue into that. Let's do one. So let's do Doomsday Clock number 1, CGC graded 9.8. So all this talk about slabbing and CGC and CBCS, the advantage when we bring you these graded comics is they're guaranteed, because we only bring one at this price, right? So suggested retail of $89.99, and this is one of our 5-star books at $50. The nice thing is no wait time when you buy it from here. You're guaranteed the grade. That's the other thing we've discussed. Just like when you have children, you look at your book and you think it's a 9.8. You send it out to whomever, whether it's CGC, CBCS, one of the small places, and it comes back a 9 or an 8.5. Okay. Almost always when you are a collector yourself and you send these books in to be graded, you're looking at it with a different eye, and that's just kind of the way it is. So the nice thing is when you get it here, it's guaranteed. The grade is what you see. It's going to be a 9.8. You claim it, you're going to get a 9.8. So that's available tonight. Doomsday Clock number 1, CGC graded guaranteed 9.8 for $50, and we have one available at that price.
Cool.
And Ron says, you can bet CGC will charge a lot more to do signature verification. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they if they get into that game, they definitely will. They know that they can command a higher price. It's like taking your car to the dealership to get serviced, or taking it to Pep Boys. Okay, you take it to the dealership, they don't lie. They're upcharging you tons. Okay, but hey, we're the dealership. It's going to get done right. We'll give you a loaner car, whatever the case may be. You go to Pep Boys, they're angling for the business. All right. So luckily I found a buddy who's a mechanic. So on my daughter's piece of crap Buick, he'll actually make house calls for me, which is really convenient. But it's that kind of thing. So CGC will be able to get away with those higher prices, no doubt.
Yep. I definitely agree with that.
Oh, you know what? Let's throw this in here, and then and we'll leave this open for the rest of the evening. The Dynamite 10-pack reader set.
Oh yeah.
So basically, 10 random Dynamite titles. Suggested cover price of $3.99 or higher, and we have it for $5. This is a set we do every show, just to introduce people to Dynamite titles, introduce you to a new title that you may not be reading. If you're new to comic collecting, this is a great way to kind of start your collection right away. 10 books, and you're talking about 50 cents a book. So
will Nick wrap these up in wrapping paper for Christmas presents for us?
I don't know. At $5, I don't think we can afford the wrapping paper. I assure you, this is a lost leader. But it's a great way to kind of. I know a lot of our viewers have picked up multiples of this. As gifts or whatever. I forget who said maybe it was Robbie who said he had a friend who goes to the doctor's office and just randomly leaves comics, to try to generate interest. But it's a great stocking stuffer, or whatever the case may be. Now that obviously Christmas is here.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the Dynamite 10-pack and Christmas. All of a sudden, I say Christmas and Nick shows up.
I was going to say.
Well, I was asking if Nick was offering a wrapping service.
Beetlejuice. I just did it.
Listen, it's like
Nick actually looks nervous.
It's It's like Young Frankenstein. What are we selling these for?
$5.
All right. As Igor said, of course the prices will go up.
Ron, thank you, Amy. Ron, please stop sending Nick those jokes, okay? They're killing us. They're killing us. He repeats the jokes in the office. It's killing us, okay? Amy said she'll quit if he tells another joke, and we don't want that to happen. So the Dynamite 10-pack is available tonight. 10 random titles for $5. We're going to switch it up because actually we're kind of running out of books that we can sell at a loss leader like this. But we'll always come up with something like this just to kind of stimulate or encourage people in the hobby. And kind of as a thank you to our viewers. We appreciate everybody that spends time watching the show. We really do. Dwayne Zapane has a baseball from the 84 St. Louis Cards. You played for the catcher let me see. I played for the catcher at the Times. Brothers were all given signed baseballs. Would like to verify. Someday it has great players on it. I would love to see that baseball, Dwayne Zapane. And there are a lot of places you can go to get that authenticated. But let's see. John says CGC does like money.
They love it.
So Stevie B's in for another one. Cool. You had 4 number 1s and a Frank Cho cover. Excellent. All right, Stevie B, I got you down for 1. John, in all honesty, we miss you, buddy. Let me see. All right, Adrian wants 1 as well, so we'll get Adrian down here as well for a 10-pack. And for those that are new to the show, we do 2 types of claims. One is the buy it now claim, and then another is best offer claim. The buy it now claims, if you're watching a show after the live stream, you can catch that on the Experience YouTube channel. All of our shows are put up there. You just click under videos and everything comes up. We will honor any prices if the item is still available. Obviously, we cannot honor the best offer at the end of the night deals because those are progression, obviously, and the person with the best offer at the end of the night takes the claim. So I just wanted to clear that up for anybody that may be watching, maybe new or maybe watching after the live stream. Let's see.
Hey, in honor of John joining us in the comments, this.
What is that? It's
that looks delicious.
That's a Monte Cristo sandwich on a donut.
See, I'm a big fan of you can put a donut on pretty much anything.
Yes, you can.
You know, I've had one of those donut burgers. Oh, that's good.
Right.
Really?
I loaded up several of the food pictures from my phone just for when John came on and talked about what he was eating. I'd be like, nah.
Actually, I think that the donut burger was the first place to actually serve it. I think it was in Ohio. I think it was one of the minor league stadiums.
That sounds like something we would do. Yes.
I gotta tell you, I know it sounds weird.
It sounds horrible.
It's dude. It is excellent. It is actually excellent. A glazed donut, hamburger, a cheeseburger.
All right,
really good. I'm telling you. I know it doesn't sound right, but
we're getting ready for minor league baseball season around here, so I'm wearing my Toledo Mud Hens gear today. So it's like, by the way, if you want to eat fried food, if you want to eat fried food, man, minor league baseball, no matter where you're at in the country, best fried food.
Let me tell you, minor league baseball works really hard for your money. And we used to have an independent team not too far from here, and they used to tell me, I tell you, go to a game, it was fantastic.
So since we keep talking about food and sports, and I know crap about sports, what if we open up a candy store or a restaurant, Dynamite's Delights, Dynamite's Bits and Pieces,
Dynamite's Delights,
Scout Comics,
we're going
to the coffee shop.
We are A100%.
Dynamite Delivers.
No. I don't want to get into delivery.
Well, as long as the delivery people from Dynamite Delivers don't stand in front of the camera during the show.
And that's for a tip.
I started locking the front door, you know.
They got the customer, our fans who are supporting us are saying, can you still sell some comics?
What comics? What are you talking about, man? Okay. I can't see any comics because there's all this Christmas stuff in front of the comics. All right. You know what? Let me see here. Let's do an ultra limited edition cover. You know what? Let's do this.
Actually, I got one more for you.
Okay. Here we go.
Every order tonight, we have a Vampirella Unholy Ash Can.
Vampy Ash Can.
And a Panther Ash Can for our new #1 series.
It's nice. For every purchase?
You can choose one.
Okay.
You know what? Our customers are great. They can have both.
All right. So he loves doing that to me. It's like those Japanese game shows my daughter and I used to watch, right?
And these are being sold between $7 and $20 on eBay each.
Dwayne Zapane's got a good one. Delicious Dynamite Deli. I like that name. Triple D. That's Triple D. We can shorten it to Triple D. I like that. So Nick loves doing that. Sometimes just kind of making me write stuff. Because now when we fulfill on the back end, we got to remember that everybody gets 2 ash cans. Kind of like those Japanese game shows that my daughter and I used to watch. You'd have to run through this obstacle course, through the water, whatever. And then all of a sudden, people start shooting tennis balls at you and stuff like that.
Was that MXC?
What's that?
Was that MXC?
I forget what the show was. But it was. I mean, those Japanese game shows, it's almost like a torture session. I saw one where these 3 guys had to run up the these stairs that were covered in ice. It's just like they want to torture people. I don't know, dude. But yes, my daughter and I used to watch it like religiously. It was crazy. But all right, so what's the Nick special? That is the Nick special, Ron. The Vampy Ash Can and the Panther Ash Can will come with every purchase tonight. Amy, you wrote that down, right, too? Okay, thank you. Every time we talk sports, I hit thumbs down. This is from Dave. Then when we get back to comics, I hit thumbs up.
Dave,
so basically you're just
YouTube's deleting the thumbs down function.
Dave.
Well, Dave can hit thumbs down all he wants. YouTube just deletes them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they really get rid of it?
Yeah, they did that this week.
So hey Nick, Ron wants to look at those ash cans again. Actually, if we could, Amy, could you like take a pic or whatever and send it to Kyle, and maybe he could throw it up for us. 62 Lefty. Ron has not bought the statue yet because we have not presented the statue yet.
Let's do that.
You know what? We got to go to our second break. When we come back from break, we'll lead off with the statue. How about that?
I'm in charge. I'm the producer. Let's do the statue real quick. We'll just tease it. We'll put it up and then we'll go to break.
Let's do the statue real quick then. Art Germ Vampirella Underworld version variant collectible bust. Okay, this is suggested retail of $189.99. This is going to be a best offer starting at $25. And go.
That is an incredible statue.
All right, get your bids in while we go take a commercial break.
Sounds good.
Facts.
We'll be right back.
They say it, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why are you wasting time wandering around a comic book shop looking for a new storyline to get hooked on?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skin It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you the leg up on all the latest books hitting shelves this week. Your pull list will be brimming with the hottest new books before your friends even hear about them.
Susan Provenance of Secrets. This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine number 17.
It's Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Quick question for the fans before we get into the statue. Ash cans. We printed the first 2 at normal comic size. As a fan, do you prefer normal comic size ash cans, or do you prefer the half size ash cans that came out in the 90s from Wizard and everybody? Just put normal sized ash can or Wizard sized ash can for your answer. I'm curious because the first 2 we did were normal size, but I'm thinking we should go back to the Wizard size.
All right, so
I vote normal size.
Say again, Kyle.
I vote normal size.
I like normal too.
Okay, so two normal votes.
Easier to read the normal size one when they send us them as previews.
All right, so wait a minute. So Adrian is up to 43. Adrian is up to 43. Okay, gotcha. So Ron says he has no idea what an ash can is. So does anybody want to explain to Ron what an ash can is?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to anybody. Anybody out there?
I can do it. I mean, they're short versions, they're previews of a forthcoming #1 or trade or something that's coming out from a publisher that they could send out so you can kind of find out what's going to be happening and get a little preview. Yeah, it's exactly. They're previews. They're preview books. There used to be published, all kinds of places. You'd see them in the back of other magazines. You'd see them in the back of other issues of other books. But the ash can model has been around for a while now, and it works really well, I think, because it gives you a tangible thing you can hold on to and you can read. And then when you get your #1, you can have both. When I had my retail store, I would sell ash cans for $1. And if you brought me the ash can back, I'd give you $1 off of the first issue.
Cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a way to get people hooked on books that they might not otherwise take a chance on. One of the best examples I had was Metal from DC. We got ash cans one year at C2E2, and I was selling those ash cans like crazy for $1. And when people came in and pre-ordered their Metal #1s, Dark Knight's Metal, they got $1 off, and I got way more pre-orders than I ever would have otherwise.
So Nick brought up an interesting factoid that I did not know, that the ash can was originally a form of an American comic book originally created solely to establish trademarks on potential titles and not intended for sale. So that's interesting. I do remember the ash can being revived in the 80s, 80s and the 90s. At that point, because I was working for a company that was dealing in collectible comics as well. So I did not know that. So that's how I became familiar with ash cans, but I did not realize that the ash can was originally just a vehicle to kind of establish your copyright and trademarks. That's interesting. And then, wow, look, Nick's full of knowledge here. Since the 1990s, the term has been used to describe promotional materials produced in large print runs and made available for mass consumption. There you go.
And I think Wizard was really the first people to do that.
Yes.
They did their Wizard 1/2s, which I think were similar, but not exactly ash cans.
Gotcha. So it seems like, and we haven't heard from everybody yet, but we've heard from AR, we've heard from Kyle, we've heard from Dave, that they would prefer regular size ash cans.
Yeah, there was somebody, I forget, somebody said, I think maybe Dave's a Pain or someone said regular or little preview.
Oh, yes,
Dwayne's a Pain, yes.
Yes, he said regular size ash cans, but small ash trays.
Right.
So no, that's an interesting little factoid. So hopefully, Ron, we answered your question. And you'll find out. If you buy something tonight, you'll find out about the ash cans. So because we'll send you two. But right now, let's see.
Right now, our statue's at 45 with Adrian. It's jumped a couple of times.
Yeah, Adrian's at 45, right?
Yep.
Okay, so all right, just making sure I got it right as well. But Amy's cross-checking us both, so that's good. All right, so what do you guys want to do next? What do you think?
I'm trying to see one of those sketch covers down there.
Yeah, I've been gonna ask for the Venomized one for like a half hour now. Shout out to Rob
about it because Boo's butt was blocking it.
That's fair.
All right, Boo's out of here.
Right.
I'm sick of Boo.
Shout out to Ram V, who has a new run coming on Venom. That is fabulous.
Oh yeah, that first
You're
issue.
gonna find Boo's
Awesome.
head later.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Venomized #1. Blank variant. It's going to be a scene out of Godfather, brother. I'm telling you.
Venomized #1, signed and remarked with an all-new virus sketch by Ken Hazer. Normally $89.99. Tonight only 5 stars for $50.
And you see the beautiful artwork. And just to answer Nick, I have people for that, bud. So let me see. So Stevie B still think that this statue will make a great wedding cake topper at Goth's couple's nuptials. I can see that. But again, we would need John here to create the cake itself to support the statue, because it's not light. You don't want in the middle of the wedding reception for the from Vampirella to sink into the bottom of the cake. Although that'd probably be a pretty cool visual. All right, so Ron is in for the Kirby Genesis. You got it, buddy. That is yours. So I got you down. And just a reminder, everybody will get 2 free ash cans, the Vampirella ash can and the Panther ash can with their purchase. Of course, limit 1 per customer. But
Adrian, I think John eats cakes.
Wait, what's that?
Adrian said John makes cakes, ? And I said, I think John eats cakes.
Yes, Adrian. Let me tell you that John is retired from the food business, food trucks, restaurants, the whole 9 yards. I have lived in this town. This is the town of Mount Laurel that we work out of. I have lived in this town since my daughter was 2 and she's 21. And John has introduced me to places that I never knew existed in town or close to my town, and places that I used to go to but didn't realize the size of their menu and what to order. The guy is a specialist, and this is why we drift off in terms of food. I think Robbie said he was in Alabama, and John immediately knew, white chili, that's your specialty there. He knows food inside and out. That's why we make those jokes. When he really knows how to stage food, and he takes pictures and he posts it on his Instagram and stuff, and tells me about all this great food he eats. Never, not once, has he brought me anything. A sandwich, okay, something. All right, but that's going to end. I'm telling you, that's going to end, or we will never see another Green Hornet title on this show ever again. Okay,
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, you're right. We'll see, buddy. Just wait. I take these things very seriously. Beer and food, very seriously. Let's see. 62 Lefty. Aren't Johnny cakes like heat and eat pancakes? Let me see. John makes John. Not nothing. John. Nothing. I don't believe that anything that John cooks or makes actually goes into the zapper. Okay. I mean, he is very serious about what he does, and he knows. He knows. So, AR, do you know Tony Luke's down out here?
No, I don't. No, I've heard of it. I haven't been there though.
But you've been out of the area long enough.
Yeah.
He knows Tony Luke. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I got to admit, they used to have a branch here in town, not too far away from me. But that closed down because it was connected to a bowling alley. So I think something happened with the lease. But oh my gosh, really phenomenal cheesesteaks. They use the real cuts of beef as opposed to the kind of shredded beef that you normally get. So really disappointed when they closed down, because now the closest place is in Philly. So it's a little far for me to drive for a cheesesteak.
Stevie B, we got a killer Harley coming up here a little bit later. But since we're going to talk about beef, and to get us back on topic here.
Damn.
Oh, now I want steak for dinner. But
I haven't had prime rib like that in so long.
That was from a place called Michael's in Baltimore.
Oh, dude, that looks really. Now I want steak for dinner.
So John's just out here eating all the good food.
So all right, so should we do the Harley?
Yes.
All right. Let's do Harley Quinn next. So Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad April Fool's Special #1, signed and remarked with a color Harley Quinn and Joker split image. This is really cool. Again, Ken Hazer, I'm a huge fan. I think we're slowly converting everybody else into huge fans of Ken Hazer's work. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have it tonight for $50. So anybody that wants to claim the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad, the half Joker, half Harley remark, it is available tonight for $50. see. Adrian says, I still feel like I should have stolen that Harley Stevie. It looked amazing. It got another opportunity, and we'll have more. As I said, John and I were joking. We should be made, president of Ken Hazer's fan club. But I mean, you see the work. How can you not love it? It's just amazing the different styles that he can adapt to. I think AR, we talked about it on your show. Just he has this ability to draw any type of style. And I mentioned this that you have certain creators, fantastic art they have, but you can recognize their style. And like an Alex Ross or a Peach Momoko, whomever. But Ken has this ability. He has his own style, but he has an ability to mimic other styles almost flawlessly. I've seen him do Disney characters, Archie characters, stuff like this. One of my favorites is when he does the connecting covers, and how he keeps that lined up is beyond me. We had, I think last week, one of the aliens on a black variant cover, and a blank one, and he drew it in silver paint pen, which to me is amazing. That is such a difficult. If you've ever worked with those paint pens, you have to shake it and then you have to dab it. And I remember signing my name in it, which is glob all over the place. This guy can draw an entire alien head sketch. Okay, to me, it's always amazing. And you send these things, these blank covers to him, and it's not like we send him 10 and only 5 come back because he's messed up 5. We send him 10. Usually we get all 10 back, so to me, it's just amazing. It's not something I understand. As I said earlier, you're talking about somebody who can't draw a stick figure to look like a stick horror figure. To me, it's just, I watch that and, I see the results and it's just a gift. It's talent. It's not, I don't even believe you can really teach that. You certainly couldn't teach me to do it.
I was going to ask you if you guys still had that alien sketch.
We probably have something similar. He did aliens, and I think he did a Predator one too, if I remember correctly. But I'll definitely look for you, buddy.
Cool.
All right, so let's go to, let me see. Oh, let's go to, this is a good one. Battlestar Galactica #4, high-end Alex Ross Virgin Art Ultra Limited Edition cover. So, now this had a suggested retail of $100, and we're going to start. This is another one of our best offer books. Best offers starting at $10. So whoever has the best offer at the end of the night will take it.
Cool.
Let's see. So Adrian's stolen that Harley. I don't know how to feel about that full-on pink. You need to think about it. Don't think too long, my friend. Don't think too long. So that is available tonight. And we were just talking about Alex Ross. I mean, that's Lauren Green. I mean, my gosh, that's Apollo. I mean, it's just, you look at that and it looks like a picture. I'm just amazed at the man's ability, and somebody else that is a creator that has definitely. And I hate to say it this way because it makes it sound like I'm kind of bragging on the other creators, but you just feel like Alex Ross has separated himself from the pack. With the stuff that he does.
It's a totally different type of art style, and there's no one that compares. I mean, everyone's got their uniqueness. I know we've brought up Peach Momoko before,
yeah.
And while that's not my particular style go-to for art, I mean, she kills it on the watercolors. It's watercolors. That's insane to work with, and especially to paint something like that every time.
Oh yeah, I remember working with watercolors as a kid, dude. It's
impossible.
It was a big wet glob of some shade that looked like it was watered down.
Yeah. So the fact that she can do that, that's just, like I said, it's not my style, but it truly is still incredible work.
No, it is. It absolutely is. So, and you know what? Let's do our next best offer book for the night. All right. So we also have Batman and Red Robin #19, first printing, signed in crimson red by Peter Tomasi. That had a suggested retail of $69.99, and it's our other best offer book starting at $10. So 2 best offer books. Excuse me, Battlestar Galactica #4, high and Alex Ross cover, suggested retail of $100, best offer starting at $10, and then Batman and Red Robin #19, first printing, signed in crimson red by Peter Tomasi, suggested retail of $69.99, and we're starting that at $10 as well. And the best offer of the night, we'll take it. And let me see, and I believe we are still at $45 with Adrian in the lead for the Art Jern Vampiro under the collectible bust. And we have another great Deadpool coming up. So let me see here. All right, Ben Cartwright in Outer Space. So what good movies has anybody watched Red Notice yet?
I don't even know what that. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
No, but I've heard mixed
I know Dan
reviews.
Wickline did a review of it, right?
No,
he
a little bit. He
Yeah,
mentioned he did a couple of movies in one shot.
Okay, gotcha.
It was okay. It was a fun movie, but with that amount of talent, I would have expected it to be better.
Interesting. Okay.
What was it called?
Payne is in at 10 with his first offer on the Batman Red Robin number 19.
Red Notice, AR.
It's like the most popular streaming film currently, right? It's even more popular than Shang-Chi is what I heard.
Holy crap, these reviews are bad.
Yeah. I know I never trust reviews. But especially after the hack job they did on Eternals that they were completely wrong about. So I watched it and it was okay, but again, I expected more with that cast.
Looks like what, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, is that Gal Gadot too? Or Gal Gadot? Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid lineup.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna watch it because I mean, what is it on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and it's a great way if you're gonna sit and like drink a beer and eat a pizza. It's a great movie for that.
Well,
it's like watching the Ocean's movies or the just because I'm thinking of other heist movies or the Italian Job, one of those where you're all right. I don't have to think a whole lot. I'm gonna sit and watch a film and drink my beer and eat my food and just enjoy my evening.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's how I watch most movies, as Amy will explain to you, because that's an argument she and I have on a regular basis. Amy's so she's already seen the Eternals. I have not. I just recently saw Shang-Chi because it was on Disney Plus. What was it, last Friday?
I think so.
Amy likes to go for the big movie theater experience. Okay, I do not. Okay. I pay and Nick, Netflix is not free. You pay a monthly subscription, by the way.
You're already paying for it.
I am already paying for it, but I like to think of it this way. See, and now in a second you're going to hear Amy cringe. You'll actually be able to physically hear Amy cringe. I have another buddy who's like me, doesn't like going to movie theaters, and he gave me the best advice. Okay, we were talking about it one day. He goes, "You want the movie theater experience? Move the Barco Lounger closer to the TV." Okay, there you go.
So my answer to not liking the movie theater experience is find a dying mall with a still functioning theater. So that's what I do. I go to a mall that has like 4 stores still in it, but the theater is dope. It's got lazy boy recliners, heated seats, big screens, and so I can watch a movie with 3 other people in the whole theater. And I'm in a lazy boy anyway. So
good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the last movie I saw. It was some sort of Pixar animated flick. I can't even remember which one it was, but I had taken my nephew to go watch the movie, and I was amazed. I literally had not been in a movie theater for a really long time, and this is way before pandemic. Okay, it's just not. I can wait. I can wait until it shows up streaming somewhere and watch it then. But I was amazed at how much movie theaters have really changed through the years. As you say, as Kyle was saying, you get this big lounger and, back in my day, the floor was always sticky. Okay. From the spilled sodas and the popcorn. I mean, you couldn't walk down one of those aisles without crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yep.
And the problem was you didn't have any choice. All right. You had 3 ABC, NBC, CBS. Then you had your local channels, which almost never came in clear. When we first got cable, there was only one channel, it was HBO. And the only reason my mom was willing to pay for it was it brought our local channels in clearly.
Dude, when we went to go see movies as kids, they were $3 each. That's why the floor was sticky. The popcorn was cheap.
Actually, in the summer,
when Nick went, they hadn't invented talkies yet.
That was a shot right there.
I think so. Right. Hey, what's wrong with silent film?
Nick would always
nothing.
I'd love to see you in the silent film, Kyle. That's all I'm going to say.
Nick would sit with the piano player in the back.
Nick, the only silent film I could be in is a Frankenstein movie because I'm that ugly.
But I used to go with my friends, and this is how I saw Star Wars. You know, this would be 1977, obviously. We saw Star Wars literally 13 times, but we didn't pay 13 times to see Star Wars, right? So during the summer, during the week, every movie theater would have a matinee because that was their lowest time. You know, nobody would be seeing movies then. Everybody be at work or whatever. So my friends and I would go in, and it'd be $1. Okay. And we'd just sit there, and nobody came by. You'd watch a movie, it would end, and you just wait until it started again. Nobody would come out and roust you or whatever. You know, there was maybe 10 of us in the entire movie theater. And I remember this was before the days of the multiplex. So they were really just old vaudevillian kind of venues. And there would be these huge places and you know, huge stage, and then the curtain would open and the movie screen would be there, and there'd be like 10 of us in this cavernous place. It was crazy. But maybe that chased me away. You know, I don't know. And to me, there's always something to do around the house. I kind of like pausing and, you know, going and do something and then come back and watch the rest of the film, whatever. Although my daughter tells me I fall asleep a lot. And
oh my God, that's my downfall.
And
I fall asleep during every movie.
You know, I really want to watch this movie. My daughter tells me we watched it the other night. I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yeah, you fell asleep 10 minutes in. That's why you don't remember it.
I had to trick my dad into watching Shang-Chi.
How would you trick him? How did you trick him?
So the guy who played Shang-Chi is in a show called Kim's Convenience on Netflix that my dad really enjoyed. It's a Canadian sitcom. And I put it on, and it's, hey, that's the kid from Kim's Convenience. Yeah. And then the first fight scene happens. He goes, oh, is this some kind of kung fu movie? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
and then he's invested. Now he's invested before he realizes it's a superhero movie.
Kudos to you. So Ron had a question. Yes, Ron, there is a mega pack tonight. The mega pack is here, wrapped in this Christmas wrapping, and we will send it in this Christmas wrapping to whoever wins or claims the mega pack. Okay, don't ask me why, but Nick insisted that we put it in that. All right, so let's take a look at what we're going to get. I think Kyle does have a picture of this, which he'll throw up as soon as he can. All right, so comes with Infinite Frontier #0, CGC graded 9.8. Action Comics number 1000, signed and remarked by Adam and Rebecca Cleveland. Wonder Woman #0, signed in gold by Cliff Chang. Action Comics number 976, signed in gold by Dan Jurgens. And we have this available tonight for $99. This is our mega kit of the night. And if you claim it, put in your submission board, your submission form if you want the Christmas bag. If you do, I will include the Christmas bag. If you're like me and you want me to toss it in the trash, I'll do that too. So it's up to whomever claims it. Because of that wrapper, I don't want it. It's too early for Christmas. Why, Nick? Why? That's from Adrian. You're right, Adrian. Why? See this? Boo, Christmas. So for the rest of the night, I will one by one. Oh, wait. Nick, I think you broke the snow globe, dude.
Is it leaking on the table?
Well, no, because I don't think Santa's supposed to be sideways like that, right? So I think the snow globe is broken. Oh, that's a shame. I feel so bad. So, no, I don't. And that's how I'm going to get rid of the Christmas decorations, people. Let's see. Christmas got me to give away the 2 ash cans per purchase to the fans. That's true.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's probably the veggie sandwich you're eating, Nick. I'm going to be honest. That's usually when he gets a little loopy and prices start to go down. So everybody should encourage Nick's vegetarian habits because prices get a lot cheaper when that happens. All right. So let me.
You kind of teased it. Should we do the other Deadpool?
You know what? Let's do a recap. Well, you know what? Let's do the Deadpool. Sure. Why not? And then we'll do a recap when we come back from the break.
Yeah.
So we have Despicable Deadpool number 287, lenticular variant, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available tonight for $80. And I know that it's not. Let me see. It doesn't look. Yeah, a still shot doesn't really do it justice. But I don't know how good this is going to come out on camera either.
Hold on, let me take down the photo.
No, you can leave that. All right, here we go. Are we seeing anything here?
Yeah.
Can you see it? So this is really cool, by the way. Amazing Spider-Man.
When those came out, that was one of the most popular lenticular covers there was.
Yeah, because I mean, when the whole technology came out, with lenticular kind of imaging, everybody just threw everything they could find and they make it lenticular. And this one was really well thought out. I really like this. Let me see. So
Adrian,
Dave is up to 47.
All right.
Dave is up to 47 on the statue, and then Adrian came right back at 48. So Adrian is still in the lead at 48. All right, so I got that down, and Amy's keeping track. So, and Dave goes 49, and with a take that at Adrian. Okay, so Dave's at 49. I'm gonna need to bring a pad of paper with me next time. Yeah, and just remind everybody's gonna get both of the ash cans, the Vampirella ash can and the Panther ash can, with their purchase. So, John Cole says I better email Rex and Nick my Dynamite Christmas list early. Yeah, John, if you don't come in a taco truck next week, don't bother. Okay, there will be no Christmas for you, John. Okay?
Got to check the junk mail folder.
I'm not checking nothing until I see a taco truck pulled right up in our parking lot. Okay,
Lump of
it
coal.
better be good tacos too, John.
You know what's funny? You could tell Johnny's going to get a lump of coal, send that coal to Ken Hazer, and you get back the most incredible piece of art you've ever seen.
Yeah, probably. All right, so let's see. Adrian's right back at him at 50. All right. And what do you think, Kyle? About 2 minutes out, we'll put an end line on the all the best offer items.
Yeah, I will set a timer to remind myself to do that.
All right, cool.
Want to know why I'm in the great Christmas mood?
Why, Nick?
I got my all-time favorite Italian candy delivered today as a Christmas present from a friend. And it's because Amy was cool enough to find a place that sold it. I haven't been able to get this in 2 or 3 years.
Amy,
Nice.
Amy has let me tell you, Amy has done some incredible pull a rabbit out of your hat kind of things. The chocolate truffles were one of them, okay, from Italy, no less. And then the Nick likes the Coke from Mexico because they use real cane sugar and not corn syrup. And she managed to locate that. All right. And that's on top of all the stuff she does for the experience and all the stuff she does, to help Nick out during the course of the day. So I'm telling you, she's pulled a couple of rabbits out there. But thank you, Amy. We appreciate you. She even there?
Thank you, guys.
So, all right. So here we go. Let's do. Oh, here's a good one. Indestructible Hulk #1, Scotty Young baby variant, signed in Hulk green by Mark
Nice.
Waid. So
I
this
love
is
this one.
suggested retail of $69.99, and we have it tonight for $19.62.
Scotty
And
Young's
after
another
this,
artist
I'll
I'm a big fan of.
What's that?
Scotty Young's another artist I've become a big fan of. In the beginning,
Yeah.
I really didn't like the covers. Well, it's not that I didn't like them; they just weren't for me. But man, I don't know. As time went on over the last couple of years, I tend to get a lot of Scotty Young variants now.
It's I mean, it's I don't know how else to put it. It's
very
you're
different.
taking these serious characters and you're turning them into babies. It kind of grows on me as well. But all right, we're gonna go through a real quick recap here. Do we have to go to a break, Kyle?
Let's skip it.
We're gonna skip the break. All right.
Yeah, let's
So-
skip it.
All right, so we're gonna do a recap. So we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, suggested retail of $40 and $5. We have this on every show. Stevie B and Adrian have picked up a couple. I know they picked up some in the past. Ron picked up the Kirby Genesis #1 acetate cover signed by Alex Ross. We still have available. This is one of our best offer books. Battlestar Galactica #4 high-end Alex Ross version art, ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $100. Best offer starting at $10. Oh, Adrian's up to 52. Let me see. Okay, so Dave was at 51, and now Adrian's at 52. All right, got it. All right. Okay, so then we had Batman and Robin, number 19, first printing signed in Crimson Red by Peter Tomasi, suggested retail of $69.99. We have that at $10. Best offer starting at 10. Although, wait a minute, did somebody put an offer in on Batman?
Yes,
Kyle?
Dwayne has it right now at $10.
Who is it?
Dwayne.
Dwayne. All right. Yes, I thought there was. I didn't write Dwayne's name down. All right, Dwayne's a pain. Gotcha. We got you, Dwayne. That's why I have all these people double checking me. And then we had Deadpool number 2, Blood Red Signature Series, signed by Fabian Nicieza. Suggested retail of $59.99. It is one of our 5-star at $50 books.
Clicked on the wrong thing. There we go.
And then, again, one of the co-creators of Deadpool, Venomized number 1 blank variant, signed and remarked with an all-new virus sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. Another one of our 5-star books at $50. Then we had the Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad April Fool's Special number 1, signed and remarked with a color Harley Quinn and Joker split image sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. Another one of our 5-star at $50 books. Indestructible Hulk, which we just had flashed up there. Number 1, Scotty Young Baby variant, signed in Hulk Green by Mark Waid. Suggested retail of $69.99, and we have that for $19.62. Then we have X Factor number 200, but that was claimed by Stevie B. Then the Miss Fury number 4, high-end Billy Tan Blood Red Ultra Limited Edition cover. It is a buy it now, suggested retail of $50. It is one of our buy it now claims at $10. Then we had Despicable Deadpool number 287, lenticular variant CGC graded guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have it tonight for $80. And then we had Doomsday Clock number 1, CGC graded guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. 5-star at $50. And then we had Code Name Action number 1, high-end Johnny Desjardins black and white ultra limited edition cover, suggested retail of $100. One of our best offer takes it books. Adrian is in the lead at $10 currently. And then we had the Art Germ Vampirella Underworld variant collectible bust, and I believe let me see.
Currently with Adrian at 52.
Adrian at 52. There we go. I got to circle that because now I got notes all over the place. There we go. So that brings us.
We also had the DC Mega Mix set that we didn't talk about.
The Deluxe Mega Mix set. That's correct. Includes Infinite Frontier number 0, CGC 9.8, Action Comics number 1000, signed and remarked by Adam and Rebecca Cleveland, Wonder Woman number 0, signed in gold by Cliff Chang, and Action Comics number 976, signed in gold by Dan Jurgens. We have that available for $99. So that finally brings us up
just as a reminder, anybody who buys anything will get these two ash cans, not Nick's hands. The books that are in them, Panther and Vampirella Unholy #1 ash cans with purchase tonight, which those are really cool ash cans. And guys, put those books on your pull list now. I've read the ash cans, or read the solicitations on both of these books. I'm sorry. And they are going to be absolute bangers. They're going to be great.
And the ones we send you will be untouched by Nick. Guaranteed.
Yeah, we can guarantee they're not touched by Nick or John.
Yeah, well, John's not here. He's in Myrtle Beach having beers before 12. Ron, we got you down. I got you down. $50 for the Doomsday Clock. So that is gone, claimed by our buddy Ron, whose wife may have left the room for a second, so he's able to make some claims. We don't want you to get tased either, my friend. Tell her you're watching a Hallmark Christmas special.
Yeah,
right?
There's Christmas.
I got a snow globe. I got Rudolph over here. See? These are the ones I haven't thrown.
And you got the palm trees from the Corona commercial.
Yeah, right? Oh, this is a weak Charlie Brown tree, Christmas tree here, boy.
So, real quick, Rex, if I can, I just want to remind everybody we have a new show debuting tonight at 9:00 Eastern. That's 90 minutes from now. Wednesday Warriors with Joey and Ambrosia, who, if you're a fan of Scout Comics, you recognize both of those people. But they are going to do a breakdown of the news from this week in the comic book scene. So
cool.
Yeah, so definitely check it out at 9. And just to keep just so everybody knows, Nick's going to be on Saturday night starting at 8 p.m. on Golden Age Guru's channel for an auction with Dynamic Forces and Dynamite stuff. So there'll be a whole bunch of stuff there. I think, Nick, is the show going to run about 2 hours? 2 or 3 hours. So Nick's been doing these auctions with other YouTubers. So definitely check it out. Some great comics, some vintage stuff. Great collection. Definitely be statues on there as well.
Hey, everybody! All kidding aside, when Rex and I and Alec and Kyle, like the kid, and we all. Why is Rudolph's girlfriend on the floor? We all know
Clarice, you mean?
Yes, we all know that. It's weird that you know more than I do. We all know that the difference about John being here and being in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach drinking before noon is just location. He drinks before noon regardless. All right. So all kidding aside, next week, please let all your friends know. We're going to do something really special next week. Because next Friday is Black Friday, on Monday and Wednesday, we're going to have pre-Black Friday blockbusters where every item will have a bonus item.
Nice.
So tell all your friends to tune into the experience. Go on all your social media. Please help us support this because I like Christmas. So next week, Mondays and Wednesdays, everybody else will benefit.
Ron, for the new show, just come back to this YouTube channel you're watching right now in like 90 minutes.
T-Pain, you want to see the Action Comics? Absolutely, my friend. So Action Comics number 1000, DF exclusive variant edition by Kurt Swan. Okay, signed by Scott Schneider. Kurt Warner. I'm thinking.
Wow, we're back to football talk.
Yes, we are. See, my mind just drifts. But that's Action Comics number 1000, Dynamic Forces, exclusive variant edition by Kurt Swan, signed by Scott Schneider. Suggested retail of $80. We have that tonight for $50. 2-for-1 statues. That's great, Nick. So that's available. T-Pain, thanks for joining us, buddy. Let me know. And just so you know, it is not a remark. I know it looks like a remark, but it is actually not a remark. This was a DF exclusive cover. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
I was actually going to ask you if that was a remark because that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not. But you see the pencil sketch. So Kurt Swan did the pencil sketch, and that became the DF exclusive cover. So
cool.
Wanted to make sure that that's absolutely perfectly clear. But listen, I definitely watch the show at 9. Check out Nick on Saturday with Golden Age Guru, and then we're going to be doing a lot of different things. But the first and foremost, with all of joking aside, we really appreciate our viewers, and we really appreciate you guys joining us. We know that you take time out of your evening to come and watch me and AR or me and Rock and Robbie and all of us here. We really appreciate it because we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching us. Bonus Green Hornet with every purchase. We could do that, Dave, but then that would deplete our supply of Green Hornets, and then John might have a problem with that. So, all right, Dave and Adrian, they're back at it there. Okay, so Dave came in at 53, and then Adrian one-upped him at 54. So Adrian is still in the lead at 54. So, all right. So let's see, what else do we have here tonight? Man, we're actually getting through quite a bit of stuff here.
So I think we got through most of it.
Well, we got through a lot of it, but not.
There's
all
one thing I have that I know we haven't gone over yet.
I know I've been eyeing it up too.
Oh, I don't know what the Deja Thoris.
Yes, that's correct. We have not gotten to that.
And there's another slab. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, we have another slab book as well. So let's do Deja Thoris first. So we have Deja Thoris #1, J. Scott Campbell limited edition Martian red cover. Now this was
sweet cover,
very, very limited. There were only 300 copies ever printed. It was very popular. It had a suggested retail of 300. We have it tonight as one of our perfect 10 books at $100. Perfect 10 read books at $100. So that's available tonight to anybody that wants it. And that is a buy it now claim. John's off to supper, guys. Great show. Good luck to those bidding. That's great, John. Now in about an hour or so, we're going to see what John ordered for dinner. And we're all going to want some.
John's been posting pictures of food all day. I still haven't even eaten.
Dude, it's not right. It's mean. It's just mean. I'm just saying it. So the Deja Thoris is available tonight at $100. So okay, let's do the other slab book. We got Black Cat #2, Marvel vs. Alien variant by Peach Momoko, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99, and tonight we have it for $80.
That's a cool cover.
And it is also a buy it now claim. All right, now Dave is up to $54. All right. Okay, and we're gonna take Dave's suggestion. Wait.
2 minutes.
Adrian was up to 54. Dave is up to 55. Sorry. All right. In 2 minutes, we're gonna go to per Dave's suggestion. We're gonna go to $5 increments on the best offers, and then Kyle will put in a 2-minute end line as we approach 7:53. And then we can close it off there because I kind of let it get away from me the last show, right up until like the last like 10 seconds. These guys were still going at it. So trying to bring some order to the chaos, if you will. But let's see, what else have we not gotten to? I think we've got.
I know there's one. I've been eyeing it up all night.
Well, you call it. You call it, buddy.
All right, the Spidey book for sure.
Which one?
The signed one.
We have 2 left. Both are signed.
I think it's 252.
Yes. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man number 252. Facsimile edition, Elite Gold Signature Series edition, signed by Tom DeFalco. All right. That is a very cool, iconic cover. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have it tonight for $62 for $19.62.
Cool.
That's my favorite book of the night.
That's Nick's favorite book of the night. So, and I only have 2 things left to throw off here. Rudolph himself and then the snow globe. But the snow globe's already broken. So I kind of like that now.
Hey, so since we got Spidey on there, do you guys and everyone in chat right now, do you see the trailer last night?
I have not yet.
Cool.
I've been meaning to, and all day it's sitting there. I have not seen it. Adrian's up to 60. Gotcha, Adrian.
It was awesome.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
He pulls a $5 increment and he goes $1 up.
Yeah, Dave, you got to go $5 up, man.
I just put it in the line. We just hit 7:45 on my clock. So as of right now, $5 bids only, starting at $61.
All right, so we'll start it at 61 for Dave. All right, so now $5 increments from now until the end, which is in about 10 minutes. All right, but go ahead. What were you saying, AR?
Oh, it was just an awesome trailer. I thought they did a really good job with it. They showed a lot of the villains, but I don't think they really overshowed too much. In my opinion.
Right. So Dave is at 71, and now
Adrian's at 76.
Yep, Adrian's at 76.
One of you guys should jump at $6 just to make it a round number. Like I don't know why you're making yourselves do math.
So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm excited about that. About that movie coming out. I like Holland. It's just I don't know. I mean, it's who's coming back? Willem Dafoe's coming back. Is that right?
I mean, he wasn't in the trailer, but I'm sure he's there.
Yeah, and then I read an article that Holland actually met Willem Dafoe at some point, and he was talking about, boy, that kid's got a big mouth, dude. He's the biggest leap of all time. Seriously.
Yeah, what Dave's talking about is the big story today. The European release had different footage than the US release that showed some different things.
Oh,
that's
pretty cool.
All right, so Dave's at 71, Adrian's at 76. All right. Adrian says he watched it once when it was at 600 something reviews, rewatched it and was at 500,000. Wow.
What's really cool with that too is I'm not sure if anyone in here has heard of it. It's a 8-year-old kid. His name's Noah. His YouTube's like Noah's Amazing Reviews or something. Like I said, little kid. I guess he and his dad got tickets to the showing last night for the official release.
Right.
He live streamed it. The kid had like 78 or 80,000 viewers in there at the time.
It was
really cool for him. I mean, I think he jumped from like 17,000 subscribers to like 23,000.
Wait, did he live stream just the trailer or the movie?
He live streamed like the whole, I think it was just a trailer showing, not 100% sure, but he streamed, I guess, everything that led up to the trailer. And I wasn't watching it, so I don't know if he streamed the trailer itself, but he streamed pretty much everything up to it.
Wow.
But it was awesome. It was cool to see him.
Hear from the attorneys, I'm sure, or his dad will.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people. Apparently, so the group chat that I was in, they said that I guess they made an announcement like everybody who's on their phones right now, put it away. And I guess they cut the lights, and all you saw was just all these screens from being too bright in the crowd. Yeah.
When I was at a retailer event, and they showed us the trailer for Inhumans, and they actually hired like rent-a-cops to come in and stand at the end of the rows to make sure none of us were on our film or on our phones filming the trailer of the Inhumans. And maybe if they hadn't done that, they would have had some success with that show.
Very, very well said. You know, it makes no sense. You know, it's the piracy happens. It's been happening since the days of VHS tapes and Betamax tapes. I mean, you know, it happens. And the last time I looked, you know, Disney and all of these large studios, they don't look like they're hurting for money, man. Okay. No. And in a sense, it's like any kind of situation, you just let it go. You know, actually, this 8-year-old kid is probably bringing more free notoriety to the movie than they could spend. You know, it gets a little bit to a point where, you know, well, it's intellectual property. Yes, it is. We understand that. You know, you can't create like a Spider-Man T-shirt and then put it out there and sell it. No, we understand that. But, you know, to a certain degree, there's a limited amount of control that you have, you know, and that's the funny thing. We'll see how it unfolds, but I think China is going to be the big issue because, you know,
5 minutes on your bids, guys.
What's that? 5
minutes on your bids.
All right, 5 minutes. All right, so here we go. That's going to be our end line. Kyle will call it at the end of the 5 minutes. So, you know what? We should probably do just a quick recap again.
Hey, I think I see one thing we haven't done. Is there a Justice Inc.?
Actually, there are a couple. Yeah, there is. All right, so we'll do that real quick. Justice Inc. #1, rare version cover, gold elite edition signature by Alex Ross.
Sweet.
Suggested retail of $300. Perfect 10 read at $100. So this is actually signed as well by Alex Ross on a non-trade dress cover. So this is available tonight. We all know how difficult his signatures are to get. So that is available tonight for $100. But let's see.
Adrian, we did the same thing on Dan Wickline's show last night. We were Dan and I do our show on Tuesday nights, and the trailer dropped in the middle of our show, so we stopped and watched it at the end.
So, you know, I right now, because of what's happening in China, I think, and they've become far more restrictive and easily offended, and these movies aren't making it over, and there's a cap on how many foreign films can make it into the country.
That's wild.
It's the real thing is that they said the Jungle Cruise was a flop in China, and they said that part of the problem was there was a lot of piracy. You know, people were pirating the movie, whatever, and part of that was because of a lot of movies being released immediately to live stream as well as the theaters. But here's the thing, you know, not that the Chinese government right now really is concerned about the desires or wishes of their citizens per se. Okay, and I can get myself in big trouble with this. If you have enough people watching it, even though it's pirated, because the Chinese government won't allow it in, you're only building your fan base, you know? So to a certain degree, that's going to help. it's not like that the Chinese population can protest or whatever and bring back the superhero films and the Chinese government's going to do it. But the point is I think it only grows in popularity. By there's nothing you can do. If they're going to pirate it, they're going to pirate it, and then they're going to distribute it, and there's a limited amount that anybody can do about it. So it's like Kyle's example. Having security guards or whatever. What are you really accomplishing?
I mean, in addition to that, I don't know if you guys are into like other shows, but when I was still in the military, we did we did something that was at the Kevin Hart down in Oklahoma City. He was putting on a show. They needed like a security detail, and it was just to like make they always want us to do some sort of community service, and that was something that we were able to do. So we're like, cool, we'll get to check out a Kevin Hart show, whatever. Man, they are so incredibly strict there. It's insane. If anyone pulls out their cell phone during the show, you get kicked out immediately. There's no like, hey, put that phone away. Like Kevin Hart does not allow any sort of filming at the shows. And even when I was just doing it as a little community service thing, they were like getting on our case as the security detail, just like, hey, you need to be like walking up and down. You need to be doing this. You can't stop walking. I was like, yo, I'm literally here to help you guys out, and you're kind of yelling at me right now. I'm going to leave. I'm not getting paid for this.
All right, 60 seconds on your bids, guys. 60 seconds.
So, what I think that you bring up a good point. I think, especially some of these comedians, they go too far. Okay. And they push the envelope a little bit. It's like, you're funny. Okay. And we enjoy watching it. You're funny. Okay. But you're not that funny.
Yeah. Okay? It was nothing special.
You're not that special, and that kind of thing. It's, again, I think using a football example, I think Bill Belichick is probably will go down as one of the greatest, head coaches in NFL history. But it pisses me off when he refuses to do his media time, or he does it in the most just kind of short sort of kind of crankiest way that he can with one-word answers. You're not curing cancer, buddy. Okay? You're a head football coach, and this is your job, because we watch this because it's a form of entertainment. So don't take yourself too seriously. Okay? Yes, right. You won a lot of Super Bowls. Yes, okay, Tom Brady was on the team, and your team looks a lot suckier now that he's not. Okay? But if you're such a freaking genius, why don't you help, like, I don't know, the starving children in the world? Okay, you play with a pigskin, pal.
All right,
okay?
All right. I hate to interrupt your soapbox there, Rex, because you're right, but we are out of time on the bids. So if you didn't bid already, you're out.
All right, that's the end line. So there we go. So looks like. Is it Adrian that won the statue? I've got so many different.
Yeah, T-Pain, you just missed it, man.
T-Pain, let me see. Which Batman is he talking about?
The Red Robin one.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, we had to put the end line on because of the craziness. The craziness we had last show with the statue. So, but listen, I mean, we'll have more of these things available certainly next week. We'll try to bring the statues on. We'll try to get more mega kits on, and let us know. If there's something you want to see, something you haven't seen, something you'd like to see, let us know. Put it in the chats. You can always contact me via email. I know that if Kyle, if before the end of the show you get a chance to throw it up there. Let us know. And Dave's no end line, justice for T-Pain.
Dave, it was your idea, buddy.
Yeah, Dave, it was your idea.
He came up with it.
Well, no, the $5 one was his idea. I came up with the end line because it was frantic right up until the last minute.
Yeah, I remember last week they even after we're like, yeah, it's done, there was still, just from the delay, they all kept coming in.
Yeah. So that's part of the problem, is the delay. But all right, so Ron, you would like to see a larger statue. Okay. All right. I still can't sell that big one. I pulled onto the show that one time, buddy. I think that was on a Monday night. But Ron wants to see bigger statues. All right, Ron, I'll see. Nick and I will put our heads together. We'll see what we can do, buddy. But again, want to thank everybody. We know that you spend your time with us, and we appreciate that. Hopefully,
Dave, if you think you can do it, feel free to send a resume to theexpprod@gmail.com.
and hopefully anybody that put a claim in, you got a great deal. Don't forget, everybody will get the 2 ash cans that purchased something tonight. But we really appreciate our viewers. I mean, you guys make the show for us. Hopefully we kept you entertained for a little while. That's what we're hoping to do. Great deals, but some engaging conversations, some interesting stuff like, touching on subject of the diamond issues and slab books. Hey, feel free. I mean, it's our ability to engage with you guys in the chats that really make the show for me, and really make the show, I think, interesting. It's always great to have AR here. We appreciate, the time he spends with us.
Thank you for having me as always.
No, it's always a pleasure. Thank Kyle and Amy and everybody here at DF that does all the stuff, and all the guys over at the Experience, like JD and Jerry. We appreciate everybody that makes this happen.
If you're out there and you're of this ilk, send good vibes to Jerry. He had big surgery yesterday.
Wow, yeah.
He's feeling it today.
So wishing Jerry, a quick recovery. Hopefully everything's okay. But again, we appreciate everybody and everything that you do. Be sure to check out, again, our original art show on Fridays. Nick will be on Saturday with Golden Age Guru for an auction, 2 to 3 hours starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check out tonight our new show at 9. Wednesday Warriors with Joey and Ambrosia. And we'll be back Monday for Comic Collectables with Rock and Robbie, and back on Wednesday with AR for our Wednesday Comic Collectables. And as always, I'll be on AR's channel on his show on Tuesdays and Robbie's show on Fridays. Thanks again, everybody. We really enjoy bringing this to you, and we hope you guys do too.
Absolutely. Thank you as always for having me.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Kyle. And thanks, everybody. And we'll see you guys soon.